Coffee roasting. That's the process of applying heat to the green coffee seeds or beans and turning them brown. Green coffee tastes really awful and you wouldn't want to drink anything from it. Whereas roasted coffee has all these wonderful complex aromas and flavors that you can then put into a beverage. What happens when a coffee bean's roasted? Great question. When coffee is roasted, first you need to strip any moisture out of it that might be there. It's going to turn the coffee from green to like yellow. And then after that, you're going to start going through what are called like Maillard reactions. And these are things that's the same thing as like what would happen with when you're cooking a steak or when you're caramelizing anything. These are reactions where sugars are broken down. They react with amino acids and other enzymes, and they produce like really complex cooked flavors. Things like caramel, nuts, chocolate, things like that. We get asked all the time if we do like medium roast, dark roast, light roast, and to be honest, we don't necessarily have distinctions in roast level at Transcend. What we do is we look at where each coffee that we buy comes from. We only sell single origin coffees, and that means that every coffee that we buy comes from either a specific region or even in some cases more specifically like a single estate or a single plot of land. And that's really cool. When we take that into mind, we know the varieties that we're using, we know the location, we know the processing method, so we can sell each coffee by its characteristics when it's still, that are based on when it's still alive as a seed. That's really cool. So what that means is that when we roast, we want to bring out the characteristics that define that. We want to keep the roast fairly light. We don't want to obscure it with any dark flavors or carbonate or charcoal flavors. But we also want to make sure that we develop the flavors enough so that they're not coming across astringent or vegetal, because there are flavors in green coffee that aren't great. When we say that we want to bring out inherent characteristics, these are characteristics that are present in these coffees and define them as opposed to other coffees. We know that we cannot just sell green coffee as a way for you to drink it, because flavors in green coffee are not great. But they're great precursors to excellent flavors in roasted coffee. And we want to make sure we preserve as many of the lower order precursors as we can.